French Monica here. Welcome back to my channel. I created this channel to document my budgeting process and also to take you along with my debt-free journey. So if you like this video or if you think anyone will like it, just like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then you'll get to know when I upload new videos. So let's just get into it. So we're doing the budget with me for September. And so in September, my income is significantly lower than it has been in the previous months. And so part of that is in August, we had a bit of a medical emergency in my family. My husband, he wasn't feeling well. And so basically after everything, he ended up in the hospital and he was unable to work. So he's back home, he's okay, but he wasn't able to work for a good portion of the month in August. And so because of that, it's affected our budget for September. So I'm just gonna kind of take you along that. And just to kind of explain, so our pay on this day, on the 1st, is significantly lower than it should be. And then normally we would have a payday on the 15th, but we're actually not going to get paid on that day at all. So that's what you're kind of going to see in this budget. And it's kind of gonna, I guess, going to be like a bare bones budget. There's not going to be too much extra stuff going on in the budget this month. And also, if you're new here, if you've seen my other videos, so the income that I share, there's 2 sets of expenses that I won't share. So I won't share my rent and 2 expenses that are related to my kids. So because of that, the income that you see here will be minus those expenses, and then everything else is the same. So first, so the total income for the month is going to be $3,329. And then also a new thing that you wouldn't normally see is an advance of $900. So as I said, we're not going to be receiving a pay. So I only get paid once a month on this day. And we wouldn't be able to last this long without anything. So what I did is I just got an advance from work in August, at the end of August, so that I could cover some of the variable expenses that we have throughout this whole time. So that's why on this day, when I actually get paid, it's going to be significantly less because I received the money back in August. And so I just put that as an advance because it's a carry forward. I'm not receiving it in September. I received it in August, but I put it aside because I am using it for September's budget. So that's a different item that wouldn't normally be on the budget. So the total for these items is $4,229. And so if you look back at my August, you'll see that my income was $7,434. So that's a significant difference. It's down about $3,200 this month. So we're gonna make it work. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit tight. So the first thing in our budget is giving, because we always give to our local church, or tithe, which is 10%, which is $330. And then next comes our car payment. So our car payment comes out bi-weekly, and it is $540.36. And then our cell phone bill, so Koodo. So last month, even though we budgeted $300, it went up to $460. But that's because we added a phone line. And this month, though, it's back down because we also got rid of one of our phone lines. Our tax-free savings account that we have just opened for our kids. This we do $50 a month. And again, this will increase probably once we've done paying at least our credit card debt. And then we contribute to a Wealthsimple account. And that is $100. So next comes the credit card. So our Capital One credit card, the minimum payment I pay is $230. It's a little bit less, but I just like to pay this anyways. And then our Canadian Tire card, we'll pay $300. And so the minimum payment is closer to $160, but I always like to pay $300 because that's what I paid at one time, and I just kept it the same just to make sure that we're actually making, I guess, kind of like the snowball on our debt. And so this month, this will probably be the only extra that I end up paying towards debt. And so we have an American Express, and so the minimum payment for that is just under $20, but I just rounded up to $20. And then Capital One, and I'll budget $35 for that. At some point in a future video, I'll actually go through our debt so that you can see kind of what we're trying to pay off. But it's basically just credit cards and then our car payment. And then our car insurance, which is through State Farm. So this amount, $585, it's car insurance for 2 cars. It's also renter's insurance and also life insurance for me and my husband. We also have life insurance that I get through work. That's for me and my husband and for my children. And then the subscriptions. So Disney Plus, I know we said that we were going to cancel this, but we just have not got around to doing it. So it's still in the budget for this month. Netflix, which is $13.99, and Spotify, which is $14.99, and Dropbox, which is $15.99. So these subscriptions actually come off my credit card, but I like to put them in the budget to make sure that I actually pay them onto my credit card. I don't let them kind of just, come out without me thinking about them or realizing that they're there. I like to keep them as separate items. And then bank fee is $20. And the last item is my bank account buffer. So normally this would be around $200, but this month, because things are a little bit tighter, this is just going to be $0. But I still kept it there just so that you could see that that's one of the expenses that we do normally have. And so the total for all of this is $2,641.90. And so if I take this amount minus these bills, I'm left with $1,587.10. So next is on to our variable spending. So this says envelopes because I use the Budget Moms worksheet, but I don't actually do cash envelopes. I will, though, in September or in October, start using cash envelopes just for my sinking funds. I purchased some new ones from She's on a Budget because I love the designs that she has. She's so talented. Okay, so the first one is groceries. And we budget $600 a month for groceries. And then for gas, we budget another $600 a month. My husband drives for work, so that's why our gas is kind of high. I normally would drive for work, but because of COVID, I've been working from home more. So I only go into the office 2 days a week. So we may not even reach the $600, but I like to just make sure that we're covered, especially because my husband drives for work. And then our pets. So this includes our dog food, and also we have a saltwater aquarium. So that includes fish food also. And that is $300 for the month. And so basically whatever is left over here, because this equals what, $1,200, $1,500. So there's $87.10 left. I'm just gonna put that to miscellaneous, because I know there's things that are gonna come up in the month that which could also, I guess, go into our buffer that might be unexpected. So I'm just gonna put a miscellaneous, because I don't want to put it towards debt, or I guess I could put it in the savings category too, but I don't want to put it towards debt and then something comes up and we need extra money, especially because it's a pretty tight month. So, you know, if we decide that we want to eat out, we'd probably end up taking it from the grocery budget. So I'd rather just have this miscellaneous money here so that we're basically covered. One other thing I just wanted to explain. So I took this advance from work. What I could have actually done is use my emergency fund money, but I prefer just to keep my emergency fund money where it is unless I really, really need it. Because what could have happened is I would take my emergency fund money, I would use this with the intentions of putting it back later when I get paid. But then, you know, by the time I get paid, things come up and then I end up not putting it back into the emergency fund and I kind of end up using it. So I don't want to kind of get into that trap. I want to leave it there until I really, really, really need it. Like if something comes up and it's the end of the month and, you know, obviously we're kind of on a limited budget, I will then use my emergency fund at that time. But I just like to, I don't know why, I just kind of don't like to use it. And because right now I just have a starter emergency fund of $1,000, so it's not a lot. Like if I had more than that, then I might not care. But I really, really don't want to go into that unless I absolutely, absolutely have to. So that's basically the budget for September. So yeah, our income is about $3,000 less. So there's definitely not going to be anything into sinking funds this month. Although we do have some expenses that are going to come up in the month of October, but we'll just have to cash flow them in the month instead of us having saved up for them. And nothing extra to debt. All that's basically extra is this little extra amount that I pay here, and nothing extra to savings. So this is how it is right now. If we get any extra income in the month, obviously this will change and that would be great. But that's it. And so I just wanted to bring your attention to some of my goals for September. So it's very basic. I want to be on top of tracking my expenses for the month, which I think is especially important because our income is kind of limited. I want to make sure that we're not going over our categories, because then that could easily mess us up. So obviously that leads into the second one. I want to stay on budget. And then the final one is do not use credit cards unless you have the money in the bank. So it's so easy to be like, oh, I have this money coming up, and then, you know, I could use my credit card, and then the money either doesn't come or something like that, and I end up not paying it off, or, you know, something happens. So I don't want to get into the habit. So this month I'm really going to try to not use my cards unless I have the money in the bank. So a lot of times for groceries, because I did my grocery pickup from the Real Canadian Supercenter, I use my credit card and then I just pay it off right after. So not stuff like that, but more unnecessary things that I'd be like, oh, okay, you know, this money's coming up. Like, let me just do this and put it back because I know I'll have the money to do it. I want to stay away from that this month. This month is, I guess, different because of our reduced income. So I want to make sure that our needs are taken care of before anything else. So again, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it if you think that there's someone that